you doing? No, really. How you going on this beautiful night? It's kind of cool outside, but it feels good to me. I like the cold air, you know. But I want to go ahead on and do my Bible verse of today. Well, it's already a new day, but it's still night. But we still gonna go ahead on and get the Bible verse out today before I say what I want to say, because I be wanting to have other things to say, but I just don't want it to be awkward, starting off all crazy. But the Bible verse of today is John 4:24. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship in spirit and truth. The woman said to him, I know that Messiah is coming, he who is called Christ. When he comes, he will tell us all things. Jesus said to her, who speak to you am I, is what he told her. Okay. So we're going to be talking about the women at the well. All right. Lent is an opportunity to let go of unhelpful things and take up something more in our relationships with Jesus. The conversation between the Samaritan woman and Jesus, the woman must let go of how she has been defined, okay, by others, and herself to take up the revelation of Jesus as the Messiah. I can relate, and I'm pretty sure other people can relate to, not just women, but men too can relate to this. Because according to my family members, I was a beggar. I have never, hear me when I say never begged anybody for anything. I don't beg for anything. Now, I went from being a person who is quiet and off to herself to a person that's a beggar. So according to my family said, you don't ask for anything, you be quiet, you be off to yourself, and you're far out and things like that. You don't ask nobody for nothing. So I went from that to a beggar. I can't believe it. I never asked my family members for nothing. Now, when they told me things like that, I tried to just open up those doors to try to see if, what people were saying was true. Can I really get help out of these people who say that they will be, there to help? Now I done went to my auntie before to borrow some money before. Because and this was in Penson. They said that whenever you in need of something like that, and I really did need it because of these people when they was giving me food stamps, and y'all know I don't look, I'm not ashamed to be on no food stamps or anything like that. But I was on food stamps at the time, right? So my kids decided to come over. They decided to bring my kids over. And I didn't have much food for real. They only give me food stamps for myself. So I didn't have enough food for my children, but I fed my kids and I would go hungry because I would rather my kids eat and not me. So what these people was trying to do was show these people that I could not provide for my children and things like that. But even though they had a food stamp card with my kids, benefits on it, y'all receiving food stamps with benefits that's coming from my kids. Okay, so when you bring my kids over, at least bring the card or bring some food with my children because the only thing that I have is food for myself. Y'all already stopping job opportunities. You stopping everything for me. So I needed help because I had my kids and I wanted to keep them longer. So I called my auntie and asked my auntie to borrow some money and stuff like that. She told me she didn't have it. I said okay. And I just left it at that. I didn't, curse nobody out or felt no type of way. I mean, if you don't have something, you just don't have something. But what people try to make it seem like was that I was begging them for something. Whenever my auntie, when we had that conversation, it was let go. I don't know who it was that was reaching out to my family, telling my family members not to help me if I was to call and ask for help, but they was the ones who came to me with the suggestion. They came to me and asked me to look, you be over there by yourself, and we know that you don't ask nobody for anything, but we know you be in need of things. Okay, so if I'm in need of things at the time, they told me, they said, if we have it, then we'll give it to you. Okay, I wouldn't be mad at nobody if they don't have it at the time that I'm calling them, right? That's just crazy. But according to these, they turned. a good situation into a bad situation because I don't beg nobody for anything. If you tell me that you don't have it, I don't ask you to go and call nobody and see do they have it or anything like that. I don't do stuff like that. I just let it go. But I end up because they were trying to do, create this, false scenario or whatever, this false scenario about me and all this stuff like that, which I didn't care. So I had to call my son and tell my son to come pick them up because I didn't have any more food in the house for them, and I didn't want them to be hungry or anything like that. So I had to let them go. So after that or whatever, my kids left and stuff like that because I couldn't get nobody to take me to the store. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. So soon as I got my stamps and stuff like that to get me some food in the house and stuff like that. So well, no, I didn't get my stamps yet. It was me getting me some money to be able to go to the store to get food. So I called well, I called my auntie and asked her, do she know anybody that could take me to get me something, go to the grocery store and stuff like that, and I would pay them some gas money to take me to the grocery store. And she was like, I don't know nobody but Tierra, she said. I don't know nobody but Tiara and stuff like that. Or her mama. Her mama got a car and stuff like that. But I don't know. You can call them and ask them. So I called and I asked and stuff like that, and told me Tiara. Tiara called me. I talked to her and stuff like that, and she told me that she'll be able to take me, but they didn't. I was waiting or whatever for Tiara for like 6 hours before I decided to just take my clothes off, get in the shower, and go to bed. But before it happened or whatever, I asked her, can she take me to the grocery store? She told me yes. She told me, I'm gonna wait until I drop my baby off at school, and then I'll come and get you. I'm like, okay. So she called me that next morning and stuff like that. She said, I'm dropping my baby off now, and I'll be headed towards you whenever I'm finished. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I waited. I hadn't already got up, took my shower and stuff like that, brushed my teeth, all that stuff like that, put on my clothes, and I was just sitting there waiting, with the door open, just waiting there. But I ain't had a door open because it was kind of cool. So I just sat there and I just waited and stuff like that. And like 2 hours went by, and I was like, okay, I hope ain't nothing happened or anything like that. So I called her phone, she didn't answer. So I'm like, okay. I waited like 30 minutes after that, and then I called again. She didn't answer. So I sent a text. I said, if you're not gonna be able to come, then just let me know that you're not gonna be able to come, so I won't be sitting here waiting on you, and I can try to find me another ride or something like that. Just let me know. I know things happen and stuff like that to where people cannot come and things like that. And I know your situation to where you could be called in from work or anything like that. But just let me know whether or not you're gonna still come or not. So I end up calling her grandmother, asking her have she heard from her, did anything happen or something like that? Did I say anything that'll make her not want to show up? And she was like, no, she probably just got called in to work or something like that. And I'm like, can you just call her and tell her to send me a text or something? So she got off the phone with me or whatever, and then I never did hear back from her. Never got a call back. I called her, then all of a sudden nobody wanted to answer the phone for me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I just waited there. I said maybe she gonna come. I waited those 6 hours or whatever, and I just decided to go ahead on and take my shower, whatever. Like that night or whatever, because I started, listening to some gospel music and stuff like that. I hadn't had anything in my food. I mean, in my refrigerator to eat or anything like that, so I was getting weak. So I was like, maybe if I take me a shower or whatever, I can fight this feeling, of me being sick or whatever. So I decided to go into the bathroom to try to uplift myself. I had on Daniel Caesar at the time. I love Daniel Caesar. Everybody know that I love Daniel Caesar. Shouts out to Daniel Caesar. I love you so much. But soon as I got into the shower or whatever, got into the shower, and I was playing my Daniel Caesar song, and I started feeling like weak or whatever. I started feeling weak and stuff like that. So I switched it from Daniel Caesar to some church music. I switched it to church music or whatever, and that's when I was trying to stop me from passing out in the bathroom. But before I can do it or whatever, I got a chance to grab my towel off of the rail. I got a chance to grab my towel off the rail or whatever. I wrapped it around me. And as soon as I wrapped it around me, that's when I fell. Boom. And hit my head on the faucet. And I knocked myself out. I knocked myself out by hitting my head on the faucet, and I couldn't move. I couldn't move for a long time. I say it lasted like close to 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, with me laying there not being able to move. And I just kept hearing, "Get up, Gloria. Get up, Gloria." I couldn't get up. And I'm like, I can't. And I can feel the tears rolling down my eyes, but I couldn't open my eyes. I was just laying there with the tears rolling down my eyes while I was in the tub, just crying. I couldn't get up or whatever, but I kept hearing the voice saying, "Get up, Glory, get up, Glory." I couldn't get up. I couldn't open my eyes. I just had to lay there. And then finally my body started, I can't explain it. I can't explain it. If I explain it to you, then it'll make me seem like I'm crazy for explaining it to you exactly what happened. Because people already say that I'm crazy and stuff like that. But when you talk about these things, some certain stuff happened to people, but I'm not gonna get into detail about everything that happened. But so while I'm gaining my strength slowly, I sit up in the tub or whatever, and I just start crying or whatever. I got up enough strength to get up, get my towel. My towel was already around me, but I wanted to make it tighter. So I rushed out the bed, out the tub, snatched the cord out the wall, and then I walked on out, and then I turned my air on so I can have some air. And I went and laid in my bed, and I just cried the rest of the night or whatever. But the stuff that people do to me, this is why I do not go to them in the first place. Because when you tell me to come to you, that I don't come to nobody. This is the reason why I don't come to nobody. Now my grandmother, she always be there for me and stuff like that. She have never turned her back on me. I have recently asked my son to get her number for me. He said the only way I probably be able to get her number is calling Fanny or whatever. Which I know that that wouldn't happen if he was to reach out to Fanny and said that I wanted her number. So I never did get the number from my son. He never did call me back or whatever. After the phone had hung up or whatever, his phone had went dead, and he called me and told me that his phone had went dead, and he apologized. You know, the phone went dead and stuff like that. I'm like, it's okay, and I just left it at that or whatever. But he still never did call me back on the for the that for my grandma's phone number, because I always talk to my grandma, and the number that I known to talk to her on for years, it was no longer available or nothing like that. It just ring or whatever. So when I talked to my mom, the last time I had talked to my mom, she told me that she don't have the same number anymore. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be hard for me to talk to my mom now. I mean, my grandmother, because she's with my uncle and his wife or whatever, and these people already been gaslighting me on a whole lot of things, so I might not be able to get a chance to talk to my grandmother anymore. I always talk to my grandmother and my mother. My grandma always tell me, if I don't hear from you, I'm gonna come over there and beat your behind and this, that, and the third if I don't hear from you. But how am I gonna hear from you? And these people are making it hard for me to even reach out to you. Because my grandma is not somebody that I talk to. My grandma and my mama. When they made it hard for me to talk to my mama, I just left that situation alone too. Just like I said, they like to do mental magic. They like to do a mental magic and have me in my head about a whole lot of things or whatever. Just like I said, these people, they did a whole lot of stuff to me. That could have Me hitting my head on that faucet could have caused me my death. I could have ended up dying. And who would have cared? Nobody. The only way they would have probably found me is by doing inspection or whatever to be able to find me in my apartment. Or they probably would have had to come in to make sure that I was cool or whatever, because they had listening devices in my apartment. So they probably would have found me then before my body deteriorated or whatever. Or if a smell came through the wall, that's probably when they would have found me, y'all. Like, this stuff is just ridiculous. I ain't nothing funny about none of this stuff, but my family used to tell me to come to them all the time and stuff like that in my time of need. But when I come to them, it just make it seem like I shouldn't. I should have never did it. It's like people be looking for a way to have something to talk about. You want to talk about me, you want to dog me out, and you want to make it seem like I'm in need of you, but you the one that asked me to come to you out in the first place. So I don't be worried about it. Let's keep on going though. Jesus confronts the woman all at once. as he leads the conversation to allow this woman to be the first to learn that he is the Christ. A sense of human dignity is gifted to the woman by Jesus simply starting a conversation with her. A Samaritan woman drawing water from a well alone indicated that she has, uh, okay, I'm sorry. What in the world did I wrote? Right. I can't even tell what I wrote though. Okay, I'm sorry. Whatever about her community, okay? Added to that, Jews, okay, generally look down on Samaritans as unworthy of their time or attention, okay? Jesus was not denied, I'm sorry, by the not enough or too much of this woman's life, okay? Instead, he responded to her curiosity with insights that changed her life. Okay, we can welcome li- Linton, okay, moments like this in our lives instead of being defined by others. Let's take up Jesus' view of us as loved ones. Then, as we take up the love of God in our own hearts, let's also confront within ourselves any prejudice we might hold against others, okay? Letting go of preconceived, okay, ideas of others can allow us to take up the opportunity to restore human dignity through one conversation at a time. I want to at least try. How about you? Because that's what I have been doing. If I can't get whatever it is that I need, I just wait until I be able to get it. But these people try to create so many things, so many blockages in my life for me to turn around and have to need them or try to make it seem like I'm in need or I always needed them, but they know me for not even reaching out to them in my time of need. But I guess God was trying to just open my eyes up. He like, look, you don't need no other person but me, you know. But I'm like, Lord, I was trying to find anybody I could, especially when it came to the situation, because my kids was hungry. Shoot, I was hungry. What I'm gonna do if my kids gone? I can't get nobody to come and take me nowhere. Do this and the third, cause my son he be working all the time, and I didn't used to want to bother him because he have a life too. He have a life. He have to work and all the stuff like that. So on somebody I could depend on is trying to reach out to family, like they said. If you're in time of need, reach out and we'll help you. We'll this and the third, but when I reach out, this is how you treat me. This is how you do me like I always been a beggar. And I never have been. I have never. This is the honest God truth, y'all. I never needed anybody for anything. Because I felt like I was grown. And when you grown, you have bills. You have things that you have to take care of for yourself, right? Okay. So why would I get mad at nobody at anybody if they can't help me in my time of need? I wouldn't. I'm grown, right? But the way these people try to make it seem like I was, it was very heartbreaking. Like, seriously. And dang on well that I never came to y'all for anything. That's what hurt me. They say you just like your mama. You get off and stuff like that. You close yourself off and don't nobody hear anything from you. But you see why. I almost lost my dang on life. I could have lost my life by hitting my head. Look how long I was laying in that tub. You know what these people start doing? They start messing with doctors. We ain't finna let her get to the doctor to go and get herself seen about. So I be dealing with headaches and stuff like that. I can't get to the doctor and stuff like that. When I could get to the doctor, when I called these people to talk to these people about me getting an MRI done, so they can scan my head or whatever to see whether or not I'm hurt or anything like that. They'll tell me that I have to wait all the way until next year to get the appointment. All the way next year, y'all, to get an appointment to get my head scanned or call an ambulance for the ambulance to come and pick me up from my location and take me to the hospital. But how can I get back home? After I take that ambulance, how can I get back home? So I suffer with migraines and stuff like that, but I feel like the reason why I suffer from the migraines is because of dental issues. I have dental issues. It might not look like it because I keep my teeth clean. I look I have to. But in the past, I couldn't afford dental insurance. I couldn't afford anything. I still can't afford none of that stuff right now, but it's coming to where I won't have to worry about anything. It's coming. And I'm going to continue to say that it's coming. I'm going to continue to believe that God is, you know, showing up for me in ways that I don't even think that he would, you know. I always say that God will always show up for me. So I'm not even worried about it. But these people used to try to create these events for me to fail. Just like I said, I've been trying to get off from over here in this location and stuff like that, especially when I've been seeing, exes and stuff like that coming in community and stuff like that, trying to destroy things for me. I've been trying to get into a hotel just to get off from around these dangerous people. I have been, but they came against my rides. They took my rides away. They took a whole lot of stuff away from me, so I wouldn't be able to do so. Just like I said, they've been trying to get me kicked out of my apartment for a while, and the only way they was gonna be able to get me kicked out of my apartment, and I was finna leave. I was finna leave my apartment, but they started taking things away from me, so I wouldn't be able to leave. Like how you want me to leave, but you don't want me to leave at the same time. Why is y'all allowing this? So you really want to help these people get me put out of my dang on apartment? Why? Because they feel like I would come crawling to them? No, honey. I done gave y'all two chances. Well, nope. That was my first chance ever giving these people a chance to just trust them that they will help. And they failed it. These people wanted to create all these false narratives of me and come against me. Why? Because they only goal was to take from me, have me in poverty. So other people can, excuse me. So other people can, do things to have me in my head, I guess. Because everybody was gaslighting me when it came to helping me. But y'all are the ones talking about some reach out this and reach out that, do this and do that. You want me to reach out and do this and do that, but you ain't ever showing up whenever I need you. So is that what that's the control tactic for me to reach out just so you can make it seem like I'm a beggar? Is that what it was? Because I don't understand it. If you say that you'll help, okay, cool. If you say that you will, but I ain't gonna cuss you out just because you can't. That's just weird. I never do that because I'm grown. Now I'm grown at the same time, y'all. Like seriously, I wouldn't get mad at nobody because they couldn't do anything. Son either. Like I said, I give him he's grown. He have his own life, own family, all that stuff. I wouldn't bother him for anything because just like I said before, you have these parents and stuff like that. You might as well say that they want to mess around with their own dang on child, how they be treating them, like they don't want them to grow up and stuff. Shoot, I threw my son out there. Get him, get him. Go do whatever it is that you need to do or whatever to continue to make me proud. And I ain't talking with no money either. Cause I ain't never accepted no money from my child a day in my life. On my birthday, he gave me $100 on my birthday. That was once. And I didn't want to take that. I didn't want to take no money from my child or whatever. But his girlfriend was like, don't give him no more. Like baby, I don't even want this $100. I'm trying to tell y'all to take this thing on $100. I don't even want the $100, boo. I don't have to have nothing for my birthday at all. So love, pipe down. Cause you doing a little bit too much, love. You doing a little bit too much. Don't give it. No, don't give it just that. Baby, I don't even want this. Bookie, why aren't you trying to make it seem like I'm in need? And guess what I did? Put it on my children. When my children will call and get and want some money, guess what I do? Cash up them the money, that same $100. I sure did. I cashed them the same $100 that he gave me for my birthday. And did. When God made a way or whatever, opened the door for me to get some money, you know what I did with it? I went and bought my kids some shoes, some clothes, bought their school clothes for them. I spent $700 on my children. It was over 700, but yeah, my calculation on my phone and stuff like that, it was $700. It was over $700 because they was asking for extra stuff, and I give it to them whenever they call me and stuff like that. Because with the child support, they told me to pay less. I don't listen to the child support. I'm hard headed. I'm sorry. They're my kids, and if they're in need, I have to do what I have to do as a parent to give them what they need, right? To supply them with whatever they need. Whether or not it don't matter if I have to, because I used to have to skip my rent sometimes. Skip my rent and just double pay it like the next month, just for my kids to have what they needed to have. Just like my daughter, she reached out. She said, "Mom, I just gotta pay for my school clothes and stuff like that, and I don't have it. I have to wait." I said, "Why you have to wait?" She said, "Because my grandma ain't got it." Okay, I'm your mama, and I cashed up her the money. She got her school clothes and her sister's school clothes. When it comes to my children, man, this is what was going on. And people wanted to try to make it seem like I was doing something wrong. I never did anything wrong. If I had to skip my rent sometimes, okay, let me skip my rent sometime. I'm always gonna pay like that next month double. But my children are in need. So what's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with me skipping my rent, once or twice or whatever. But whenever I skip my rent or whatever, that's what it's for. My kids in need. But I'm paying like the next month double. And just like I said, these people try to make it seem like I was a bad parent and all this stuff like that. I never was. You can look at my cash app and you ain't gonna see nothing but my kids all down my cash app. I don't have to lie about nothing, y'all. I do what I have to do as a parent, and because I don't get mad at my kid. If my kids don't want to come and stay, cool. But I still have to be a parent and provide for them anyway. That's just me. It don't matter if you like it or not. That's just me. I'm a mother. My mother used to show up for us too. We ain't ever went to school with no being dirty. We ain't ever went to school, smelly or anything like that. Not trying to talk about the kids who ever did, but my mama made sure that we had clean clothes and nice shoes on our feet whenever we went to school and stuff like that. And I wanted to just do the same thing for my children. The only thing I regret is who I had kids with. I don't regret my kids, not at all. But I regret who I had them with. I don't want no fake apology. I don't want nothing from this person. I just want this person to stay away from me. I don't want none of that, baby. Don't come trying to make it seem like you're a good person now and you changed. I want you nowhere near me. I didn't deserve to go through anything that you put me through or tried to put me through. I didn't deserve that because he knew I was a good mother. But to him and other people, I'm a bad person, right? And like I said, that's why I always talk about my auntie Fanny, man, because whenever okay, I drove this lady 3 hours and a half to her lover. I talked about this in the previous video that I made. I'm driving you 3.5 hours to your lover. She gave me $100, right? I have to put $50 before I can get out of Mississippi. I have to put $50 in her tank. And when I come back and get her, I gotta put $50 more in the tank. So that $100 is gone. So don't try to make it seem like you give me nothing. All that be for you, ma'am. And I didn't use her car to do anything. And this is the honest God truth. I never went nowhere in her car. I'm not the type of person that party or anything like that. If somebody trusted me with their possessions, I'm gonna take care of them like they my own. I don't party. I don't do drugs. I don't do anything that I'm supposed to do to get me put in jail or anything like that. But this lady made it seem like she was giving me something. You weren't giving me nothing, ma'am. Those same $100 that you gave me before I can get out of Mississippi, I had to stop by a gas station, put $50 in there, and have to hold on to I can't even buy me no dang on food. Have to hold on to the other 50 dang on dollars to come and get you because you'll be still out there if I was to spend the money that you gave me, ma'am. I can't stand for people to sit up there and lie on me. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And you got all these people trying to run around in their dang on feelings. I don't give a damn about none of y'all feelings. I don't care about none of your feelings. You can get out of them. I don't care. Stay in them. Y'all ain't doing nothing about it. Because it don't make no sense. Y'all need to stop doing the stuff that y'all do and try to act like, oh, I was there. You weren't nothing. But trying to keep me isolated. Because while I was over her house, I was trying to get things done, like go to the food stamp office and redo my application and all that stuff like that. Oh, you don't need to just wait until I get off on Wednesday and then I take you on. Look, the bus is running. I get on the bus in a minute and go. Because after she told me that she was going to take me when she was off, she never did. This lady went to her friend's house and I was still at her dang on house. So I hopped on the bus or whatever. I hopped on the bus because she decided to go to work that Wednesday. I ain't got time to play with nobody. So when she went to work, I hopped on the bus and I went to the food stamp office to try to see about the job opportunities and all that stuff like that. And she like, where you at? I told you that I was coming to pick you up or whatever, so I could take you. No, ain't nobody got time to play with you, ma'am. If you say you gonna help, help. Oh, why you over here and stuff like that? I know a lady. You say you was trying to get the job at Founding Dollars. I know the lady that work at the Founding Dollars. Okay, so can you provide me the information so I can get the job? Oh, well, ever since you did this, then third, I can't. I was trying to give you the number, but you had left and didn't come back. Why is you playing with me when it comes to things, ma'am? But trying to make it seem like you've been trying to help me. What a help came in at? I ain't never seen it. Where it came in at? Oh, okay. Gaslighters. They want to gaslight you and try to make it seem like you need them. And if you need them, you have to submit to whatever it is that they need you to submit to. Why? Because you feel like I need you? No, let me go on and go home. Let me go home and put in the application to see if I can get a job there. I've been trying to get a job since I was in Dangon Penson and down here too. But just like I said, it just was for protection. Is how I looked at it. It was for protection. The reason why they, didn't want to hire me, it was for protection. And I thank God for because some people be making it seem like, you know, excuse me, it's a bad thing. But to me, I look at it as it being a good thing. Because when these people was trying to enter my information into the system, this hacker, just like they hacked the system at the store when I went to that store or whatever and try to put my PIN number in, they hacked the system at the store or whatever to try to make it seem like I didn't know my PIN and all that stuff like that. It's a hacker. This hacker everywhere that I think gonna go, he is following. Because when they try to enter my information into the system when I got the job at the Dollar General in Penson, they couldn't put my name in. It was like, it won't accept your name. So they had to put in another name, which was Miracle Cunningham, and I have all my papers and stuff like that in that name or whatever. But they put my name so I can claim if I want to do a claim. I mean claim my taxes and all this stuff like that. I can still claim my taxes, but I had to work under that name for that reason because they was refusing my name in the system. And I felt like that was protection too. Because some people, the only reason why they give you these dang on jobs is because they want to do background checks just to find out a lot about you that you don't even know. Because some people, when they go to looking into your background and stuff like that, sometimes you got to be careful. Sometimes, y'all, you have to be careful when it comes to situations like seriously. But this hacker person, soon as this person got finished hacking the store down the street or whatever, when I was riding with this person that was finna bring me home, he shut off from around the dang on car. It's the same person that be next door to me. Like, sir, what are you doing? It's a person that they know, this Quincy, I'm sorry, that's a childhood friend or whatever. That used to come next door or whatever. Now it's some more people, the neighbor's son or whatever that live next door now. But he know all of them know each other. They know each other, So it's a lot of stuff that I went through with people, whatever. And just like I said, I look at it as protection. I look at it as protection, that God is protecting me from things that I don't see, hidden dangers. That's how I look at it. If it ain't that, then I'm sorry, whatever. But when these people start doing things and stuff like that, I said, you know what? I'm finna try again to try to get the job or whatever. I put in an application up the street and stuff like that. The lady didn't call me back and stuff like that. And I was like, I wasn't gonna worry about it and stuff like that. I was gonna try to reach out or something like that. But I just look at everything as protection because this unhinged demon is still running around the dang on neighborhood like he owned it. And ain't nobody got time for that. Just like I said, if they would have hired me, I would have cleared my stuff out of this dang on apartment and just lived in the dang on hotel, a close by hotel, and been going back and forth to work and stuff like that until I could do better. Cause that's what I felt like people was trying to do anyway, get me put out so I can be in a hotel so they can make all this stuff that they was doing make sense. So I've been trying to get these people what they want and get out, because if you have to go through these extreme measures to put somebody out of their dang on apartment, then evidently it's very clear that you don't want them there. But sorry, excuse me. I'm so sorry, y'all. But you know, my throat again. I gotta give me some more tea and stuff like that. It's okay. It's all right. It ain't the end of the world. But anyway, I just be getting tired of a lot of stuff that be going on and people like make it make sense because I'm not with your man. Your man is not with me. I haven't talked to no dang on body. I don't know what that person is telling you. The reason why the females acting stupid and the men acting stupid. They want to get that old thing back that they can't get back and it's pissing them off. I don't know. Like, leave me alone. Like, seriously. What is the issue? What is the issue? They'll make somebody not want to have no dang on relationship. Just like I said, I'm aiming higher. We don't want nobody on no low vibration no more. Like, that was then, this is now. We good. We good, baby. Baby, we good. Okay? But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, y'all. Let's get a quick prayer from me. Lord, in every corner of the world, may the name of you, Lord Jesus, be praised. Father, we ask that every people in every place may experience an authentic encounter, Lord Jesus, with your Son, the Lord Jesus Christ, by the power and presence of the Holy Spirit. God, you gave me breath, Lord Jesus, and continue to sustain my life, Lord. I am humbled that you would care enough to help me, Lord Jesus. Please continue to defend my life as I resolve to you, to following you. In your loving name, Jesus, amen. But I'm going to continue to put on that full armor of God and continue to ask God to protect me at this time of need. But people do a lot, y'all, and it don't make no sense. But you know, it is what it is. It's like I said, protect your kids, y'all. Set their future up. Set their future up, and do what it is that you need to do when it comes to your kids. Because some people out here, they don't care. These people do not care. If you say you love your kids and stuff like that, you'll be trying to do things or go through the extreme measures to make it make sense. Some people don't. They don't really care about their children and stuff like that. Their kids are just for benefits. But I'm not talking about celebrities, y'all. So celebrities don't come after me. Okay. We already know that y'all taking care of y'all kids and y'all got their life secured and stuff like that. I'm talking about these people that's on drugs and stuff like that, and these women that want to fight over these dang on men who ain't got no jobs, who ain't got nothing going for themselves. That's who I'm talking about, y'all. Not the celebrities, okay? We know that y'all take good dang on care of y'all kids, love. We already know that. They probably already got a house somewhere waiting on them for when they get 18. So we ain't talking about y'all. Okay. We talk about these dang on people that sit up here and especially You even got people out here, okay, at least if you selling thing on drugs, you'll make it make sense. Make your life make sense. Take care of your kids. Do what you're supposed to do when it comes to your thing on children. If you out selling thing on drugs, sell, be selling it for a reason. Don't just be selling it for no dang on reason. It don't make no sense. If you out here doing that, make it make sense. Your child should never be in need. Like seriously, it don't make no sense at all. But anyway, I love y'all. Have a blessed rest of y'all night. A blessed rest of this week ahead. And I guess I'll do another one tomorrow. I don't know. I'll find something to talk about, but I just need to keep on doing the video so y'all could just see that I'm good. I'm not stressed out, I'm not worried and all that stuff like that. And then I know that everything is gonna be all right. Everything gonna be all right with you too. You just have to continue to just stay consistent, do whatever it is that you need to do and show up in the ways that you need to show up. Because that's what I've been pushed to do. Continue to show up. Don't stop showing up because that's what people want me to do is stop showing up so they can make their stories make sense. Because they want to prove that I'm depressed, I'm down, I'm out, I'm this, I'm that. Baby, sit down somewhere. Y'all working too hard for nothing. Well, no, you working hard to sit down somewhere because that's what you're gonna be doing. Sit down somewhere. They should have been set y'all down somewhere. I don't know why the world they let my dang on family members run around here like they just something. But I did want to talk about the grandmothers though. That's what grandmothers, they be there for you. Cause anytime I tell my grandma, because I done borrowed some money from my grandma before, $20, and she was like, "You don't have to pay me back." What I said, you can't make me. You can't make me want to take nothing back. I told you that I'm giving you this because I want to give you this, and I don't need you to pay it back to me. And I'm like, "But grandma, I need to pay it back to you." I said, "Well, if you need me to do anything for you, then you just let me know whatever it is that I need to do or whatever." So you know, I, I don't need you to do nothing for me. That's what my sister for to take me to the. I said, Grandma, I would get on the bus and go to the dang on to get you a money order or whatever it is that I need to get you. Like, girl, get up out of here. Give me my hug and go on up out of here. Don't you bring me that dang on $20 back and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, Grandma, dang. But I don't argue with my grandma. My grandmother cannot do anything wrong in my eyes. Not never. I don't care what it is. Like, she could be in the wrong. And I still wouldn't see her in the wrong. My other grandma was like that too. My grandma Maxine on my daddy's side. My daddy used to come and pick me and my sisters up and take us to my grandmother Maxine, and she used to give us some fruit. She used to give us some oranges and some apples. She was like, "I'm sorry, I don't have nothing else. Oranges, some apples, and some peppermints." And she was like, "I'm sorry, I don't have no more other food." I was like, "This good," and stuff like that. She used to always sit me on her lap and stuff like that. And I used to play in her hair and stuff. And she was like, "Don't my grandbabies too? Don't you don't gotta stop them from coming in. Don't my grandbabies too? All y'all my grandbabies and stuff like that." She just loved us though, and we loved her and stuff like that. Every time he used to come and pick us up, we used to go and see my grandma Maxine, and then he used to take us back home to our grandma Susie. That's what I was talking about the $20, my grandma Susie, and yeah, and my grandma Nellie, rest in peace, grandma. But she used to always get on my grandmother about us. Leave them children alone. What you messing with them children for? You was young once. You was young once, and you had to learn. So leave them alone. We used to be laughing at my grandma, and my grandma used to get to the side and talk to us. She was like, "Whoop your ass." As soon as as soon as she go in, she just called a sewer. As soon as sewer go in the house, I'm gonna whoop your ass. It used to be so dang on funny. We we used to be dying laughing, calling our grandma. Grandma, she doing it used to be so funny to us because that's the only somebody that could make my grandma listen. Or she'll listen to. So we used to get my grandma in trouble and stuff like that. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video just as much as I made it. Y'all continue to love on each other, y'all. And if you are a family, y'all continue to stay together. Ain't no family perfect. But if you, Lord, if you have a family like mine, pray. That's what I do. I pray all the time. Ain't no family perfect or nothing like that, but ain't nobody finna be making me look like something that I have never been. I'm gonna speak up and I'm gonna speak out and I'm gonna continue to speak up and speak out because these people are wrong. You don't do stuff like that because I never did anything wrong to y'all. Y'all decide to do a smear campaign against me, come against me in the worst way, talk about me to people behind my dang on back, and I never did return the favor to y'all because it didn't make sense for me to, stoop to that level that y'all wanted me to stoop to, y'all level, which is a low level. I don't like stuff like that. You don't do me like that. I never do you like that. Yeah, I hear blasting you to a whole dang on city in the wrong way. I wouldn't do it. Even though my cousin was, half friendly cat, I didn't decide to talk about my cousin. I just tried to get in her life to change it for the better. She didn't want that. She was intimidated. So I just let her go on about her business, and just try to be there for the children if they wanted me to be there. But, soon as you can't, soon as these people try to make you seem like a bad person, they want to make it seem like their kids too good to be around you. And I don't even be worried about it. I leave it alone, y'all. If you want to sit up and raise kids that's karmic, then cool. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't expect me to do the same thing because I want my kids to be around their relatives and well, my sisters and stuff like that. As long as they ain't doing nothing crazy to them. I don't hold my children back from their aunties and their uncle and all that stuff like that. Listen, there's something weird going on. Then don't take my children over there. Don't you go over there. But when I used to tell them to stay away from bull crap, they already know who I was talking about. Because these people they wrong for the things that they do, y'all. They wrong. They real wrong. And my family members, that everybody know anything on family. Lily, Lord have mercy. That person there, everybody know her for, you know, being friendly with kids, smoking weed and drinking lean and stuff. Her handing it to kids and stuff like that and just not caring. But I used to love my auntie and stuff like that. Still do. I love all my aunties and stuff like that. But stuff that they do just wrong. You don't try to talk about nobody, bring nobody down when you got skeletons in your own closet. Cause we can bring them out. We can, Ladybug. We can. We can bring y'all skeletons out of the closet. We can. Don't try to make it seem like I have been a bad person to y'all because behind y'all back I was defending y'all. When these people would talk about these people, I would tell them, no, you don't do stuff like that. You learn from these people. You don't I don't care what it is that somebody told you about a person. If you don't know it to be true yourself, then don't say nothing about nobody. A dog carry a bone and it'll bring the one back too. I'm just saying. Birds of a feather flock together. I'm just saying. They do. But I ain't ever flocked with no dang on body that would, I come in and try to help you in some way or whatever. But if you try to pull me into a situation to make it seem like I'm in the same category as you, oh, it's time for me to go. Because I know you lying. But anyway, I'm gonna continue to post things as it come to me to speak out about it. But I had to speak out about that situation because people try to make it seem like I was a beggar and I never have been. But when people say that they're gonna be there for you in your time of need and you try to reach out for their help in your time of need and they make it seem like it's the wrong thing for you to do, you just leave it alone and cut it off. You don't have to fight nobody. You don't have to argue with nobody just because of something that they don't have for you. Why would you want to do that? Keep your composure, love. You good. Humble yourself, right? I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed rest of y'all night. And I hope y'all get y'all some good rest if you able to rest. I've been sleeping all day, so I'm up. But see you later, guys. See you later.